Hi, Doug Bird for Doug Bird's Tackle here on the Gold Coast with Stuart Grice. How you going, Stu?
Dougie, good mate. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. And the whole team here, Doug Bird's Tackle. So, Stuart, Easter weekend.
Easter. It's normally always bad weather, Dougie. But this year, is it different?
We got maybe 3 fishable mornings.
3 out of 4's not bad.
Yeah, but not all day and not wide.
Yeah.
So, tomorrow morning, Stuart.
Yep.
Friday looks like the best morning.
Yeah.
Winds are like 2 to 5 knots. This is what the weather guys are telling us, okay? So 2 to 5 knots until around about 9 or 10.
Yep.
And then it goes northerly pretty hard, and with maybe a very severe storm around lunchtime, they're saying. And that's pretty windy in the afternoon, 20 30 knots. Saturday starts off 20 30 knots, and then it goes better in the afternoon, but there's a bit of swell on, as we know, from that low down south. Sunday morning is fishable in close, around about 6 to 12 knots.
Yep.
Getting up to around 15 knots by lunchtime, and it's sort of like 15 to maybe 18 knots in the afternoon. Then it drops out again, and then Monday looks like all day maybe the best. It's around about, but not the calmest. It's around about 8 to 15 knots.
Yeah, so as you said, it is fishable, but it's not fantastic. It's not going to be glassy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
With a bit of swell on that wide, there's a bit of current running. It builds as the weekend goes on. So by Monday it's about 1.5 knots out of the 50. So that against a bit of swell, a bit ugly. A bit ugly. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And tomorrow potential storm warning as well.
That's right, around lunchtime.
Which is the 7th.
That's right. Yep. But the morning looks really good.
Yep.
So we're going to do it. Tomorrow morning's it.
Yep.
Maybe Sunday, maybe Monday morning.
Yep.
Saturday, get some brownie points. Yeah. We're going to do
Family day.
Family day.
Yep.
Okay, so Stuart, mackerel. Last Saturday of the Richter scale.
The best mackerel day that we have seen in a very, very, very long time.
That's right.
Yep.
And I don't know how
mackerel.
I don't know how people find out so quickly, but there were numerous boats off the jumping pin area, perhaps 200 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. As far as I know, everyone bagged out pretty well. It's quite a few fish. And then, lo and behold, Sunday morning, about 100 boats returned there.
Yep.
And they just didn't bite.
They didn't. No, there was a couple caught, but not.
We got one straight up, but
not like it was.
Not like it was. But the reason being, it's not because the fish have been hurt or because of the boat traffic. It's solely and because of this the wind changed.
Yeah.
So there was no wind on Saturday. There's a glass out. They love glass outs.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Tomorrow morning might be the go.
Yeah.
And then the wind went to the south around about 10 knots, which is normally a good wind for them, but I might just put them off.
Yeah.
Put them off.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying this year the mackerel, especially the spotties, are biting better on an orderly than southerly, which is
very odd.
Is a complete opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So anyhow, guys, if you are going to head up there over tomorrow or the next few days or down, they also got about Palm Beach. Palm Beach was really good on last Saturday.
Yeah.
Mermaid, there's a few caught, but Palmy was really good actually.
Yeah.
A lot of guys bagged it down there as well. Definitely not as crowded and as up off jumping pin. But the beauty about jumping pin is the area of fish that there's no reef. It's just the outside skirts of the bar.
Yeah.
Is probably around about 3 k's from one end to the other, which is like fishing,
everyone's pretty spread out.
It's like fishing Palm Beach, Mermaid, and Southport reefs all together.
Yeah.
So it's the same amount of boats, doesn't matter where you are in those 3 reefs,
Yeah.
So same. But it does get a bit crowded.
Yeah.
But Stewie, the go was definitely trolling was not too bad. Trolling the pilly rigs, mate.
Yeah. So that's like a little one that, as we've said before, we always make them in the shop. But just set 3 gangs. You just put a pilly on there. This one's got the nose cone, squid over the top, a little bit of single strand wire. Weighted first hook just to get that pilly swimming nicely.
Troll at 1 knot, 2 knots.
Just in gear.
Yep, that's right. And drop back about 30-40 metres behind the boat.
Yep.
Works very well.
Yeah. But Dougie, you always want to try something different.
I do, and I'd like to try and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
So we got a hold of these jigs, which in America I know they catch a lot of salmon and a lot of other fish on them. I've used them in the States myself actually. And I thought I'd give them a crack. And I haven't tried them spinning yet, but one of our customers, I gave him some samples to try, and we gave him 1 sample, and he lost it after the 3rd fish in a row. 3 casts, 3 fish, 4th cast, bitten off. I then tried for trolling the other day. We only had a short amount of time, less than an hour, and there wasn't many fish caught. As far as I know, it was in our area, we were the only one that got the fish. That was straight up.
Yeah.
And then we had to come home. But that was what we were using, these fellas here. So it's like a bucktail jig, but the difference is the hook's actually articulated. So the hook's on a piece of wire in there, and it's really, really good. It swims really well. The difference too is the toe points. A lot of these guys only have the one attachment on the top. This one has one at the front as well. So it's got two. So you can vertically jig it, you can cast it or troll it from this area here. And it was hanging at 5-6 knots perfectly. Didn't skip out of water or anything.
Yeah.
And got smashed. And of course they come in different colours and whatever. And they're cheap as cheap, so that's the best thing. They're cheap.
Yeah.
Less than $10.
Yeah.
And the size we're using is 3/4 ounce and 1 ounce.
Yeah. And
they come in an array of different type of colours. There's lots of different ones around. Worth having in the box. Other things to use, Stuart, as we all know.
Metals, mate.
No, metals, yeah. We sell a lot of these type ones.
Yeah.
The go size, Stuart's around that 20 to 40 grams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I've got some lasers coming as well.
Early next week.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll have those as well.
Yep.
They work also quite well as well, but the armors are probably a bigger seller. The other thing you can troll around are these little hex heads, like this style of thing here. Okay, this is made by Fish Eagle, and they're rigged up on wire, ready to roll, and they're reasonably priced. They're like around $20 rigged, and they work really well. High speeds. They're trawling with the spotties with these at around about 8 to 12 knots. They're quite fast, dropping back about 80 metres or 60 metres behind the boat, and trawling fast. And the spotties like that speed as well. There's a couple of Spanish mackerel caught there, Stuart.
There has been, yeah. So the guys that are spinning, and generally the guys using that bit bigger size lure, so something around that, say 50 to 70 grams, around the tuna schools and around the spotties have been catching a few Spanish.
Yep.
And Spanish haven't been too bad a size either, Dougie.
Yeah,
So.
that's right, they're good size. And there've been a lot of wahoo caught the weekend as well, and the guys are sort of trawling out in that same area as well, by the way. There's a couple caught, but more out on that 50 metre line. So this weekend, it is a bit rough, and you can still always trawl when it's blowing 20 knots, whatever you know. But this is one of my go-to favourites from many years ago. This colour is absolute killer. But there are really good colours in other ones too that they do. Pinks, greens, reds, there's just endless amounts. But guys, if you want to go catch a wahoo, this is the type of weather that they like. And this is the type of sea temperature they like, which is around 26 degrees at the moment.
Yeah.
And definitely get out there and give it a crack.
Yeah.
And we got thousands of lures that'll work.
Yep.
But give it a go, yeah. So we've got wahoo, we've got Spanish mackerel, spider mackerel, snapper. Stuart, heard much of the snapper?
There's been a few snapper. Like obviously the last week has been a bit average, so there hasn't been a lot of fishing getting done. But there's definitely still snapper around 18s, 24s, 36s.
Yeah, you might be able to get to 36s for a quick morning fish, or if you've got a really fast boat, maybe the 50s really early.
Yeah.
Before that wind comes up, it'll be a bit rougher out there. I dare say maybe keep it in close, 18s, 24s.
Yeah.
And maybe 36s if you want to get out there real early.
Yeah.
Just watch the bar though in the morning. High tide is around, I think tomorrow is around 9 o'clock.
Around about, yeah.
So, or 10 o'clock. So if you go out sort of 4:30 a.m, it'll be just after low tide. The tide will be coming in, but just watch the shallowness of the bar, a bit of swell. And then on the way back in, if you come in around lunchtime, and that wind has come up and there's a bit of a storm around and a bit of swell, and the tides are ripping out because there's really big tides this morning. Just be really careful on that run out tide. It'll be a bit ugly, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably about it on the mackerel. On the snapper, offshore, wider. Well, it's just something with the weather this weekend, guys. I don't think you might get out Monday if it calms down a little bit to a wider fish for deep dropping. The deep dropping's been extremely good. My gosh, last weekend.
Yeah.
It's such good weather. Everyone has nailed it. Flamies and bark cods and bass gopher and blue eyes and stuff like that. It's really good. There's a few blue marlin caught as well, particularly up towards Port Lookout and the canyons, and a few wahoo and a lot of dolphin fish around the fads. The close-in fad, just small fish on the 36s, but the 50 fads, 50,000 fads had that sort of 800 to 1.1 metre size dollies. Yeah, which is pretty good. Billies, live bait, casting, things like this too.
Yeah, like little stick baits and stuff like that. Probably a little bit bigger than that, but like even metals, they eat metals, they eat pretty much
lots of medals. And trolling, even trawling, we got a few customers that are onto this, clicked onto it. This trolling your pilly rigs are used on the mackerel. For the dollies, they love it.
Yeah.
They go medals on it.
Yeah.
So give that a go as well.
Yeah.
Shooting outside shores, spelling crabs, a few guys got spelling crabs last weekend as well. Did really well, the big crabs too, by the way, in that 46 metre line, off Q1 area where they always live. Yeah. And obviously we all need fish for Friday, so go out there and get it done Friday.
Yep.
Keep the family happy on Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go now inshore.
Inshore.
Okay.
So
what's happening?
Massive run in tide of a morning.
Yep.
High tide nice and early, so I'd definitely be chasing all those flatties up on the flats. This is up the pin and down this end.
Yep.
I had a quick fish yesterday morning, saw a lot and they just didn't want to eat.
And the big ones too?
Yeah, I saw some horses, mate.
Did you?
Yeah.
We'll talk about the spots later.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right, mate.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's been a lot of flatties around. Up the pin end, I'd probably try around, say, Tank Bank, which is the northeastern corner of Caruso. And then I'd try around, say, Kalinga out the front of Duck Creek and stuff, because on that tide it always flushes a lot of those little bait in that shallow water, and they kind of feed up pretty hard.
Yeah, as soon as that tide starts to run out, that first bit of running, you get a little bit of dirty water in those little creeks on the flats.
Yeah. And
all the bait hides in there, and that's where the big ones go.
I love it. Yeah.
Stu, you like to use the athletes, mate? I know.
Yeah, so up on that shallow stuff, on that high tide, we just got another order of them in. It's such a good lure.
Jackson.
They're really, really loud. Yeah. Good hooks, and they're good. I'm just getting directions on how to hold it, that's all. But they're really, really good. And then when that tide does turn, and Dougie said all the
all the dirty bait stuff.
Yeah, the bait hides. I definitely downsize a little bit and just cast like little paddle tails. That's just a little cast one.
I'm hanging to try those. I haven't been
so good.
Season yet, but
the action's good.
The action's good. Yeah, big tail.
Action's good.
Yeah.
All the little Fierce Doctor, Dougie's favourite.
Yeah, they're good in all different colours.
Yep.
Yeah. So Stuart, so flatties up in the pin, a few whiting, whiting.
Yeah, a few whiting around just in those new lagoons. So like the northern end of South Australia. Lots of whiting still in there. Good tide for that too. They love that incoming tide.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And any tail around, any bait around it?
Yeah, heaps of bait. So I'd definitely keep an eye out for tailor. And you get those little lesser queenies this time of year as well. So that's a bit of fun.
The crabs are still happening up the Logan as well, guys, and the Pimpamar. So if you want to get a few crabs this weekend, give it a crack. Sandies, they should be here. I'll definitely try Tipples Channel. Yeah. Give them a go in there. Overnight would be best. Yeah. Down the Broadwater end, mate?
Yeah, Broadwater end, same. So it's still early morning high tide, obviously, so I'd definitely get up on that shallow stuff. I saw quite a few good fish around crab, so just in the shallows up around there, where the mangrove roots meet the sand, that's always where they sit. It's a bit of an ambush point for them, so casting those big hard bodies, like I said before, or if you just want to catch a few fish, just the small stuff, and they'll still eat that. So.
Yep, and any garfish around it?
Yeah, did see a old guy catching a few garies just north of Crabs. So
wasn't me?
Wasn't you?
No.
Not quite as old, mate.
Okay.
Nah, a bit older. But so there's a few garies starting. It's a good tide for that too. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
got a burley up hard.
Yep. So we've got all the gear here for it. We can show you how to do it.
Yep.
Great eating and great fun catching. Great for kids, float fishing, jumping in the water. And this is the perfect tide for them. Yeah. Running high tide mid morning. Yeah. Okay. And then Stuart, I'll be trying maybe for whiting to back a wave break as well around the banks opposite Aqua on the high tide. Give it a crack. This week, if you're land based, which like Easter time, we sell so much gear for people who are land based, sort of 2 combos, hand reels, take the kids fishing sort of thing. So it's been a pastime. I'd definitely suggest with this tide to fish on the forefront from Bigger to Labrador. Give that a go. Or up around Runway Bay all the way through to Paradise Point. That would be your go-to, I think, at the moment. Once that wind sort of goes around a bit more to east later in the weekend, the west side, that's the best side to fish, but it's blowing westerly on Friday and Saturday. But when it goes east, I would probably go over the Spit and fish along the foreshore around the rock wall ends and goes down the Broadwater. Try it along there or in the basin there for whiting. Give that a go. It's pretty clean in there now. Yep. And off the foreshore near the bridge at Sundale there, just on the boat ramp side. That's nice on there too. Yeah, give that a go. Jacks, Stu, there's been a few jacks around.
Jacks, mate, all the canals still been firing, so little hard bodies. like that. Those little fellas there. Another Jackson one again, doggy.
Yeah,
They just swim so good out the packet.
Japanese Jackson.
Yeah. And as well, early morning, since that water, the air temperature's starting to drop, you get a really good surface bite on jacks. So just before that sun comes up, I'd be throwing little hard bodies like those little walkers, and they work a treat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yep. One thing we haven't talked about, Stu, is prawns.
Prawns.
Okay. So prawns.
Prawns was really good last weekend. Prawns this weekend's still going to be very good, but it's going to be a very short window where you will get them, only because of big tides.
Yeah.
Prawns don't like tidal movement. So
as the week progresses, if you're on school holidays or got
it'll
time
get
off,
better and better.
it'll get better and better next week.
Yeah.
But as Stuart said, early morning at high tide, you get a big hit.
You'll get a big hit.
And then by
'cause they
Monday,
pop up
you
and
get
then
the low and the high
yeah.
tide. And areas, Stu, around, I heard the Logan River around Marks Rocks.
Yeah, Logan's been really good. So up around the pump station, Marks Rocks type area to the mouth. And then Power Lines has been not too bad. And then up around the Saltworks, which is around Carragara.
Yep, and I think it's just tied 2 weeks ago. They got them over near Redland Bay where the barge comes in.
Yeah.
In the channel there. So
Yeah.
you just got to look around, guys. If you see guys throwing nets, pulled up, do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And give it a go. We've got plenty of prawn cast sets here too if you're after them. We've got specials on this one.
Yeah, we can show you how to throw them in the
All
car
different
parks.
qualities from there to there. Yep. Anyhow, so Stewie, that's probably it for the broadboard, I think. Sand crabs, well, I'm going to put my pots out tonight and pick them up in the morning, but I would definitely try Western Foreshore, sort of Sovereign all the way up to maybe the Gold Coast Bridge.
Yeah.
So that's a fair long run, okay? In
Yeah.
that area. Keeping that 10 foot of water on the edge of the channel.
Yeah.
Stewie, freshwater.
Freshwater, I haven't heard heaps because as well it's starting to cool down a little bit, but I'd definitely be just chasing bass on the surface gear early morning, late afternoon, and that's probably
These things will work there too,
yeah,
Stu.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what fellas there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Sorry.
but yeah,
So
But,
give it a crack.
yeah.
Only that small light twitch and work it on the surface.
Yeah.
And pause.
You gotta
actually have to
pause. Yeah, long
Yeah.
pause,
Long pause. Till the rings dissipate.
at least 1.5 meters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. And then the first twitch, I'll be looking underneath it. I'll just grab it. Yeah. So give that a go, guys. Have a really good Easter. We've got plenty of specials and we're fully stocked up, ready to roll. And any prices online or whatever will match it. Okay, we match anything. So and we've also got heaps of new gear in it. Heaps of new dives. Heaps of new Shimano.
Yeah.
Heaps of new everything. Lures.
Yeah.
Lots of lures. Venom rods. Whatever you want, we got it all.
Yeah.
So we look forward to helping you out. We're open all weekend.
Yep.
And you can follow us on Facebook. Don't forget to follow our YouTube page, Dougie's Fishing Channel, Fishing Channel, and our Instagram. And welcome to post anything that you catch on our channel too, guys, on our pages. Yep. Okay, that's about it. And we'll catch you soon.
We'll catch you soon.
Okay.
Have a good Easter.
Oh, sorry, one last thing. We do have a seminar on next Wednesday night on pearly fishing.
Yep.
I know it's a little bit early, but not really, because it's time of year, around Anzac time you get them. And they'll start and they'll run for about 2 or 3 months. So we will be doing that. That'll encompass bait fishing, obviously, paternoster style, but then we'll do micro jigs, flutter style, and also Tide Bureau octo style.
Yep.
And in full depth, GPS marks, everything you need to know. Okay? So you can book in for that next Wednesday night. We won't do it Thursday night. We decided maybe move our seminars to Wednesday because of the rugby leagues on Thursday. So too many guys have said, why do you do it on Thursday when rugby league's on? Anyhow, we'll give it a crack. We'll try Wednesday. See how we go. Thank you. Catch you next time.
Okay.
See you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.